TV. Y'all make sure you go sub us to my man Heavy Bag Boxing, baby.
Get your dumb ass in and hit this bag.
The Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Y'all just go ahead and subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing because he be lit on here.
And Heavy Bag Boxing.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Yo, shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV. That's my little bro.
Princeton 412 in the building. Shout out to my guy T.O. Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get your bitch ass in here and hit this bag.
Heavy Bag Boxing, alright? You heard it from me. You heard it here first.
Heavy Bags Boxing. Straight out of Norfolk, baby. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
You are tuned in to Heavy Bag Boxing. Get your and hit this bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing. It's the one and only Blazer Flair. Woo!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Zach Super 2 6-time champion world. I'm giving a big shout out to my home team, Heavy Bag TV. You heard? Keep it live.
This is Showtime Sean Porter. You are watching Heavy Bag Boxing.
You too! Crazy work, nigga.
Yo, that's crazy work.
You got one more time, and you through.
One more time!
I don't give a damn about none of. What up, YouTube? Big TL Heavy Bag TV. Man, if you don't get your big goof ass in here and hit the bag. Real quick, let me throw the link in the chat, man, just in case you got some questions you want to ask or you just want to hang out with your boy. Oh, we getting to the meat today, boy. We getting to the meat. Shout out my usual suspects, man. Of course, I appreciate the support. If you in here, smash that like button for your boy. You see the cash app. $ Heavy Bags 1. But quickly, real quick, I gotta talk about your boy Spence. I feel like he in limbo, and then of course we're gonna get to the dream matchup. All right, a fantasy matchup that I thought it would always be a fantasy matchup between Canelo Alvarez and of course Bud Crawford. And I'm still not so sure that fight's gonna happen, bro. I just seen some news where it appears Canelo Alvarez team has reached out to William Skull, who has, I believe it's the IBF, the only title that he doesn't have right now, where Canelo Alvarez could throw that curveball and actually go for 2 times undisputed in May. Shout out DJ Leroy, everybody in the chat. What up, man? Appreciate you, my guy. Leroy, my brother, I appreciate you for checking in with your boy. All right, man. Links in the chat. Now, listen. When it comes to Errol Spence, man, I promise y'all, man, I rock with Errol Spence. I've picked him to win ever since I heard about Errol Spence. I think he was maybe 13-0 at the time. I like the kid, you know what I'm saying? I felt like he was going to go on and do big things, and I think he did. I think he has a career that he can be extremely proud of, all right? He the truth. Let's keep it all the way a buck. But it's some things that I don't like, especially when it comes to the Errol fans, the Errol Spence, the meat riders. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep moving the goalposts, right? When it comes to Errol Spence, because when he lost, we heard the same things over and over and over again. We heard the same excuses. He looked like he was doped up. It was the weight cut. It was the car accidents. It was this. It was that. It was yada, yada, yada. But here's the thing. You can't move forward with the same excuses, right? So listen, Bud, he whooped him. He whooped him good. Now, unless it's some unseen sparring footage out there with Errol Spence getting the brakes beat off of him, I'm almost positive what Bud Crawford gave to Errol Spence was the worst beating of this nigga's life. You feel me? I'm almost positive. And for that, it was those excuses. Now, Errol Spence, and if I'm wrong, you let me know. Make sure you smash that like button too in here if you rocking with your boy. Let me know if I'm lying. Errol Spence did come out and say, hey, it's the reason why I was getting hit with so many jabs, right? So there was the eye excuse. A lot of excuses in this goddamn fight. Let me just say that. A lot of damn excuses. All I'm saying is you can't have those same excuses moving forward in this Sebastian Fundora fight. Now, will that fight happen? I'm not sure, man. Things with the PBC is in limbo right now. We don't know what's going on. They supposedly had the October date, then they had the January date, and we just don't know. It's almost like they put Errol Spence on the back burner. And as of recently with the PBC, these guys are just getting shelved forever. Real quick, let me bring up my guy, Nostradamus in the building.
Hello.
My brother.
What's up with you, man? Happy New Year's, brother.
Happy New Year, my good brother, man. Damn, it's good to hear from you, man.
Man, bro. Man, I'm piggybacking off of everything that you've been saying. I seen your video earlier that you made about the Errol Spence subject too. Everything was on point. It's like you was had a plug or something up to my head and was saying everything I was thinking about. You know what I mean? Bro, it kind of reminds me of like the end of the Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Yeah.
Errol Spence.
He pulled the mask off of him.
Yeah, if it wasn't for those dumb kids, or if it wasn't for that car wreck, or if it was, what I mean? Just all these excuses, bro. You know what I mean?
Excuses, man. And listen, valid excuses. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at you, but all I'm saying is we can't use that going forward. Now, Errol Spence, instead of riding off into the sunset, knowing that you've been through not one but two car wrecks, you've had eye surgery, you're coming off the worst beating of your life, and now you have sat on the shelf for yet another, 17, 18 months it's been?
That's too much, man. As in my household, I was raised that reasons come before the fact. Excuses come after the fact. Going to the Bud Crawford fight, everything people were saying after the fact, those excuses, was the reason why I picked Bud. Now it looks like they have like a built-in excuse now. Well, when Fundora beats Spence, if they ever make this shit happen, because PBC is doing some weird stuff lately. You know what I mean? Think about it. A lot of these fights are being announced. Then 6 months later, you get the press conference, and then 3 months later, you get the fight. It's just like this shit is just spread over some time. Just think about it. We heard about the Spence Fundora fight literally that night, which was almost a year ago.
Fact.
Now that's taken away from like what his hiatus he took after the Bud fight. That was like roughly almost a year after the Bud fight.
Yeah.
It was probably about 8 months after the Bud fight, not quite a year, 8 to 9 months. And then you tack on this other 8 to 9 months after the announcement when he hopped into the ring, bro. It's like, what are you doing? We still haven't seen a press conference or nothing. And that's
nothing, man.
Weird to me, bro.
And I mean, the camp is completely shut down, quiet. They're not answering no questions about it. They're not giving us nothing. Like it's absolutely nothing. All we know is this is supposed to be the fight for them next. And they left us in limbo as well. But again, looking at the bigger picture for Errol Spence, and I want to ask you this while I got you too. Shout out everybody who's joining us, man. Make sure you smash that like button. Shout out my guy, Define Irony in the chat too, man. I see you, Cornelius Burnett. With Errol Spence, all of the excuses aside, right? Mm-hmm. And given the excuses, meaning we're taking the time out, we hear the cries, we hear the excuses. We're saying, cool, I understand he's been in car wrecks. I understand he's had eye surgery. I understand he's had layovers. I understand he has a weight cut. And not to mention, he's moving up to a higher weight class. And now you got to think about Errol Spence with a new coach.
Yeah.
And now you got to think about Errol Spence versus maybe the Boachucks or the Virgil Ortizes or the Madrimovs.
I don't see it, bro.
That shit is scary, bro. That's not.
Them dudes is young, strong, and active.
You feel me?
I don't see it.
That's extremely scary, in my opinion, for somebody in the position of an Errol Spence. And again, I fuck with Earl. I believe you the truth. But you can't give us all of these excuses and expect us not to listen and say, hey, all right, it's cool. We accept them excuses. But you can't use them excuses moving forward if this nigga decides to climb back in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
And guess what, bro? This is something I don't know if you thought of it like this. These guys are young, right?
Right.
He's fighting guys that's young that's possibly going to finish their career at 168 or 175. Think about that. These young guys possibly will, when it's all said and done, when these guys are done with their career, they'll finish up at 175, 168, where you started at 47.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, he's still a 47-pounder until he fights at 54.
Yeah, and that's the best way to look at it. That's the best way to look at it.
Yep.
He's not been introduced to this weight class yet. We have no idea what he's gonna look like. Shout out Cebus in the chat. What up, my guy? Salute. Punch talking the building. What up, boy? But facts. That's big facts. Shout out my guy DJ in the chat too, man. He say stop holding up the belts at 54. And he makes a great point, right? Because you got Fundora, who was in the ring with Tim Tszyu. What was that? Was that April? Maybe?
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that? That's almost been a year. Tim Tszyu,
the
Tim Tszyu, Fundora massacre. That's almost been a year. And now you still got the WBO kind of in limbo as well because they waiting on the results of the Fundora fight and see what he's going to actually do before they give that belt to Bud. They might as well go ahead and get that belt to Bud now, man. Quit the bullshit.
I think at this point, bro, I think PBC is not trying to compete. I just think that they're trying to put fly in the ointment. You know what I mean? Like, some people can't just leave the house. They have to burn the house down before they go. You know what I mean? They want to destroy everything. And I think that's why they got like placeholders, like guys like Fundora or guys like Charlo or whatever, just sitting there waiting in the ring just so they can just put fly in the ointment.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? That's it. It's not even to compete. It's not even to compete because there's money in boxing right now because you got a guy named Turkey with a wallet. There's money in boxing if you want to make these fights. So
and all you got to do is really have a few headlines about a particular fight, and Turkey's interested. So absolutely. Punch said it was in March. Thank you, Punch. I appreciate that. That's facts, man. But yeah, man, they holding up the scraps at the same time, and I think this is why I saw somebody in the comment section on Instagram saying they don't want PBC to have none of the belts because some shits is gonna collect dust over there on the PBC side of the street. And they right. That's real, man. You got to keep these guys active. And you definitely can't be holding up the belts like they doing now, man.
Hey,
and they
bro,
did a great job holding up the belts with Errol too.
Now? How many champions do they have over there now? Do you know?
Isn't Ryo with the PBC? Because that's the only reason why he got the tank. I mean, got the Pit Bull fight, right? Yeah, and Pit Bull fought Rolly. So I think they
maybe,
all
but don't quote me. Maybe, but don't quote me.
Yeah, I think Ryo. Of course, David Benavidez, but he ain't a full champ. Tank. I don't know, man. It might be one or two.
Is Tank a full champion or is that still a regular?
Nah, yeah, he got emailed. Tank's a certified email champ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else got Mario Barrios.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So they got a couple of them. It's just they fight so few and far in between, bro.
Bro, that roster's mid as fuck. It ain't even mid. It's like Reggie. Like,
it's turning into Reggie quickly,
right?
Because they got a lot of Asian champions over there too, man. Who was the shit 5 years ago, but you got to understand it's 2025 now, and Happy New Year to everybody just joining us, man. Make sure you smash that like button too, man. I appreciate you joining us and joining the conversation. Jump in the chat. I promise you, if I get an opportunity, I'll get to your comment. But yeah, you got a lot of Asian cats out there. Don't even forget Keith Thurman. Ain't no telling when they might pull that nigga out the garage.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
I have a certain level of respect for Keith that others don't, because if you really, really look at it, everything that Errol did, Keith did beforehand. But then he took that injury hiatus, and then when he came back from that injury hiatus, he collected his only loss, which was Pacquiao. So he pretty much, I think that, and I call that the Al Heyman contingency plan. Oh, you're injured. We're gonna just sit you on the shelf. You know what I mean?
That's how they tried to do Tim Zoo, but he was in a rush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, facts. Shout out my guy Mike Saunders in the chat. Rude exposure. I see you, big dog. What up? What up? What up? Absolutely. What Punch say? Punch say, remember I said PBC time and the sun is down 100. Yeah, man, that's what it looked like. And especially if he's not on the same page with the Turkey Al Sheik, you see they already over there then form like the Power Rangers, man, and you got everybody under one roof with of course the zone. I don't know why they taking their time and strutting to get in formation, but they might as well bend that knee. It just makes sense at this point. But you're holding up belts and you holding up that whole process too. Matter of fact, we just waiting on PBC for everything right now. I mean, it's a bad look for them.
It's like they the kids that you go to school with, they down in the basement, no child left behind. You know what I'm saying? We waiting on them to put on their football helmet and their roller skates so we can make some fights and shit.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I feel bad though, because PBC was so hot, man, and it's crazy how the tables could turn, because they had a lot of laugh now and cry later moments, and it feels like, especially when you look at like the tank presser and shit, you know what I mean? Like it just feels like shit is falling apart all around them. In my opinion, I hate to see it for the fellas, but it is what it is. And I'm a fan of the sport. I don't give a fuck who you is, man. As long as you giving me the fights that I want to see, I switch sides on the promoter, nigga. Ain't no loyalty when it comes.
There ain't no loyalty, man. You don't give me what I want, fuck you on to the next one. I have
big facts. When it comes to the promoters,
I've been saying the whole time, though. I have no loyalty towards nobody, bro. As far as fight, nigga, you my entertainment. Entertain me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know what? Man. I was on another panel, bro, and a guy brought up an excellent point to me, and maybe you can answer this question. I was like, bro, you got it, because I was stumped. He said if PBC was so great, how many undisputed champions they got besides Charlo? You can't name Charlo. How many undisputed champions have they had since they've been up and functional?
Well, they like to claim fighters as soon as you fight under the banner. They like to claim them. So you would have to say Charlo and Canelo.
You know what I mean? Canelo kind of got that away from him, though. He got that on Matchroom. He unified on Matchroom.
Yeah.
But outside of that, that's
but if you
all
go check that website and you see the list of PBC fighters, you're gonna see sentiment.
Yeah.
But like homegrown or at least let's say
homegrown
under the banner, Charlo. That's it.
Let me correct myself. PBC has no homegrown. Oscar De La Hoya grown, stolen.
Right.
You feel me?
But yeah, man. But let me ask you this now while I got you, man. Shout out everybody who's joining us too. I see a few of y'all joining us. Make sure you smash that like button for me. When it comes to Errol Spence, and we know he doesn't do tune-ups. I always thought that was foolish. As soon as he said it the very first time, I thought it was foolish. And here you are now, and you out of the ring yet again for another 16, 17 months. And it'll be even longer once they actually announce this fight. Right, so let's just say they announced the fight this month. the fight may not take place until April. You know what I mean? So you're talking about damn near 2 years out the ring. And you looking down the barrel at somebody like a Sebastian Fundora, the cheat code, 6'6", 80-inch arm reach. I don't care what you say about him. Look at the face he left behind on Erickson Lubin. Look what he was able to do against the Tim Tszyu, even though that was a fluke accident, and you know that helped him. But he stayed behind that jab all night, and he could very well do the same thing against Errol Spence. So now I got to ask you, man, how do you see him faring if this fight actually happens versus Sebastian Fundora?
Horribly. And I know that, you know, in the past that I've been very, very critical on Errol Spence, man, but he's going to fare horrible, bro. Think about his style. His style is a compress, take punishment, come forward shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the southpaw stance that keeps him ready for right hands. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
First thing that he said after the Crawford fight was, well, yeah, man, my timing was off and I couldn't get it together. Well, your timing is off because of ring rust, bro.
That's it.
So you took a beating in your last fight. Then you was off, let's say, another 2, maybe 2.5 years by this time it's all said and done, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to fight a tall, lanky guy, you know what I mean, with a little bit of pop, you know what I mean, that you're going to have to reach. He's not going to be able to reach him. And you're going in with a new coach probably.
Yeah.
That's how many uphill battles at a higher weight class. How many uphill battles do you have to have, bro, before you know what I'm saying, you tap out. You can overcome one hurdle, bro, then 2, 3, 4, 5. Now he's up to like 6 or 7. That's a lot of fucking hurdles, bro. I just don't see it.
That's most definitely a lot of damn hurdles, bro.
You know what?
I can't blame you, bro. And it's a lot of people who feel opposite, of course. But again, when you think about the entire picture, when you think about the excuses, because listen, niggas only made excuses for Errol Spence because they wanted us to hear the excuses. So I'm saying, hey, we listen, we hear them. Right?
Yep.
So now we have to consider the excuses you gave.
But you know what, bro? If you take a deep dive in what you see, you know, kind of like read the room, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Spence is one of those guys that just seems like he doesn't like boxing. This is just how he gets his money. But he seems like a guy that doesn't like boxing. Like, say, for instance, you can see Bud at every fight. You know, he's always in the gym. Spencer, get a fight, get a check, and go about his way. You know what I mean?
I'll be back for the next biggest check I can get.
Yeah, by the time you see Spence, bro, he done resurfaced, motherfucker, like 220 pounds, you know, sweating bacon grease. You know what I mean? It's just like he doesn't like training. It just, if I'm reading the room, he just doesn't seem like that guy that likes that shit. And you know, gym rats really is the ones who fare better. Like, think about a guy like David Avanesian. Even though he's not world class, you could call him on 2 weeks' notice. He's gonna come right in, 147 pounds, make weight, put on a good show, and go home. That's not Earl.
Yeah,
that's not Earl, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But again, I say all of this out of concern for, because I don't want nobody thinking that I'm hating on Errol Spence. Again, big Errol Spence fan. You know, I mean, the big fish. That's my dude. I love the imagery of that shark knocking on those doors and wanting all that smoke, man, down like a motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I mean? But he said the excuse about his eye himself. Everybody else has yelled and echoed his other excuses, and all I'm saying is we took the time to consider it. And after consideration, and you couple that with everything else that's going on, plus the layoff, not to mention, nigga, you got the shit beat out you in your last fight. Not only you have to come back from that physically, but there's a mental mountain to climb over there. Mm-hmm. As soon as you get hit with something clean in this Fundora fight, nigga, you might start having flashbacks. Mm-hmm. You gotta overcome that shit, nigga.
And what if you catch one of those elbows Tim Tszyu caught? You know what I mean?
Don't say that name.
Dude, you just mentioned something, bro. You just mentioned something that I didn't notice in the hurdle, and you fresh off of eye surgery. I didn't think about that. You just threw that one at me.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of shit. Errol Spence has been through it. What other fighter, active fighter, that's at this level has been through the amount of physical shit Errol Spence been through? You know what I mean?
With the eyes alone, like a guy like Abner Mares was like, yeah, I'm done. You know what I mean? The eye alone.
That nigga shit like this, you supposed, when your shit like this, him and Tevin Farmer, them niggas, they supposed to be done. Them niggas crazy.
Hey, motherfucker looking over there to the side, but I'm looking at you straight in your face. No.
Yeah, nigga, you supposed to be done. But, you know.
Motherfucker hit him with a jab. He be like, good right hand. No, bro. Get out the ring. Get out.
It's time to go, bro. But yeah, that's that bullshit, man.
Because I've never been fond of Errol Spence like that. He's never been my guy, bro.
Yeah.
Spence has never been my guy. But to keep it a buck, you never want to see a fighter in a compromised situation where he can't spend time with his kids and his family. And if he keeps on going at this rate, he could possibly hurt himself.
And that's all I'm saying. That's, again, it comes from a place of concern. But yeah, listen, in my opinion, inside the ring hasn't taken a lot of damage. He's only got the one loss, and that comes to a future first ballot Hall of Famer. So I want to factor those things in. But again, like I say, we heard the complaints, we heard the excuses, and all I'm saying is this is all of those excuses on top of the beating, on top of the long layoff, taken into consideration. Shout out DJ in the chat. Cornelius Burnett in the chat. He says Keith Thurman versus Haney. Oh, I mean, that's interesting. That's interesting, bro. I wouldn't be mad at that fight.
You know, Thurman, he's gonna get hurt on the way to the weigh-in.
What kind of bullshit is this?
Fact.
I broke my back.
On the way to the on the way to the weigh-in. Damn. But if PBC, because it probably won't be PBC. I seen Bill talking about MVP and BLK Prime and all this other bullshit. So you see they looking for options out there. But I'm not mad at that matchup, Cornelius, man. Shout out Cornelius Burnett, man. That's crazy work right there for sure. That's definitely crazy work.
Yo, that's crazy work.
I would feel comfortable with Errol Spence fighting the Thurman because that's in your era. Y'all both been off since God knows how long. And I think that would be a pretty fair tune-up fight for him. Him and Thurman. Y'all pretty much got one loss apiece. Y'all both lost to a great fighter. One lost to Pacquiao, one lost to Bud.
Yeah.
Winner moves forward.
Yeah.
Just that simple.
Yeah, that is both lost the first ballot Hall of Famers, so.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think that's mad at that fight. I wouldn't be mad at that fight at all.
I don't think Spencer do it. He said he'd never do it.
And that right there, I'm gonna tell you something.
He's standing on
business.
That
is a duck that people give him a pass on because of if you look at the way Keith Thurman used to fight. Look at the Keith Thurman versus
but how's that a duck though, Punch? Now a 9. How's that a duck?
Man, look, the Keith Thurman versus Sean Port. Keith Thurman, man, got the skills to beat him. I've always said that.
Yeah, but the man was coming for Thurman for a minute, bro.
Yes,
the man wanted to fight Thurman.
But think about how that started. Thurman became Mayweather's #1 contender. Spence had less than 20 fights. He had about 15 fights at the time. Mayweather started that bullshit. He said, well, if you want to fight me, don't worry about fighting me. You need to fight him. And Thurman was like, dude, I'm unified champion and your #1 contender, bro. Remember all that time where Thurman was talking to Polly, don't duck me, son, and all that? He was #1 contender in the WBA and the WBC.
But that nigga told Earl to go get a belt. He got a belt. Still didn't fight him.
Hey, man, that's PBC's call, bro. That's they
Nah,
call,
that was that nigga Keith, man.
bro.
And
They
I
always got heat
think
over
that's
there
why
that
he
they ain't
had
pulled the strings on, bro. They always got good fights over there. There's a lot of in-house fights that they had over there that they just did not make it happen.
Yeah, and that was one of them. And
Yep.
I honestly thought it had a lot to do with Keith Thurman. Shout out Punch in the chat. He said only Charlo and Canelo. Yeah. He was talking about the undisputed.
Mm-hmm.
Cornelius Burnett in the chat. He say that there is a weak argument about the PBC. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I didn't forget. If you want to jump on and let us know, come on up here, man. Hang out with your boy. Quan in the chat. He says Spence still him. Then him. I think he's trying to say Spence still him though.
How
we gonna
know?
see.
How do we know? He ain't fault. How do we know?
Yeah, we gonna see if he's truly Himothy. We gonna see, but we don't know when we gonna see. And how old is Spence now? What, 34?
Yeah,
34. Yeah, 34. Sebastian Fundor is like 27. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that's a tall task. And even if, let's just say he does get past Fundora, where do you go from there at 54? Like, can Errol Spence, and that's the actual question here, can Errol Spence compete at 54? When you think about the Backrooms, when you think about the Madrimovs, when you think about seeing Bud Crawford again, Virgil Ortiz, Boachuk, who are you giving now? Let me ask you, who are you giving Spence a real chance at beating at 54 amongst this new crop of bullies, in my opinion? Even with Charlo out of the way. And listen, shout out Charlo. You can't count him completely out. He might come back and make a splash.
That's what I was gonna say too. I know what needs to happen. All that friend shit, I'm not big on that. I even still want to see your boy versus Shakur. Just, it is what it is.
Yeah,
Keyshawn versus Shakur would be fire to me.
Damn right.
The most logical shit that he could do is get in there with Mel Charlo. It's in-house. It shouldn't be no problems. No problems. Motherfuckers talk about the easy route. They've been saying the easy route all these years. I said the easy route is to not fight Bud. They said, no, the easy route is for him to fight in-house fights. Okay, we're going to go with y'all narrative that y'all been saying all through the Bud Crawford shabacle. Him go the easy route. Fight Charlo.
Fight Charlo?
Easy fight to make. It's the easy route.
Yeah. That would be, and considering that they ain't bent the knee yet and went on over to the zone, that's why I want him over there, man.
The recess, right? If I'm not mistaken, right, bro? Charlo's still champion recess.
I don't know the statute of limitation on that, bro. He's been out the ring. Oh, has it been a year yet? It's been over a year.
Shit, I don't know. His brother was like middleweight champion out of the ring for 3 years.
I can't even remember when them niggas fought. When did he fight Charlo? That was just last year, right?
Yeah,
that wasn't 2023.
Fought him right. I think he fought him right after the Bud fight. Right after the Bud Spence fight.
In 2023? Yeah, I think so, because Canelo, who has Canelo fought since Charlo?
Yeah.
He done fought like 2-3 niggas, ain't it?
Right. Right, bro. Think about it. Remember the epilogue or whatever?
Yeah.
Bud got on the ring and called out Charlo or whatever. He said, man, I done already did that, bro. I'm fighting Canelo. So that was way back then, bro.
God damn.
Probably.
Hold on, I got the answers right here. Yeah, man, that nigga ain't fought. That nigga fought Jermell Charlo way back in September of 2023, bro. So it's been well over a year, and he's already done fought twice since the Charlo fight. He fought Munguia and Berlanga. So,
yeah, my bad. I said 2022. I forgot we just had a new year.
Yeah, we in 25 now, bro.
Yeah, we in 25. Yeah, my bad. Oops.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I think it makes sense because both of them are coming off, long layoffs. You know what I mean? And Errol Spence, so what, you got July, September, he's been out of the ring 1 month longer than Charlo, so that would make the most sense, you know.
Mm-hmm. And it's in-house. It's the easy route, remember?
And it's in-house. In-house. And see, every time you say in-house, that triggers me, man, because I just want all of these niggas to be in the same house for real and get this whole PBC on the island shit out the way so we can make all of these fights, you know what I mean? The
reason why I say in-house, though, bro, because it kind of fits their narrative, not ours, theirs. I want everybody to fight everybody, but to make it easy for them, since they have this narrative of being in-house, to make it easier for you, it's an in-house fight. So what's the problem? We need to see that. We need that.
Shout out my guy Quan in the chat too. I'm gonna get to you, boy, because that's going that's triggering. Punch Talk in the chat. He said the big fish turned into Finding Nemo. We ain't seen that dude sit that ass.
Leave it to Punch, man.
Big facts. We ain't seen that nigga since. Damn. That's a whole lot of facts, Punch Talk. So I say Thurman showed he has a chin. Haney got a glass jaw. Oh, I mean, I don't know, man, because if Haney had a glass jaw, Ryan Garcia would have knocked him out. You know what I mean? He would have got that KO. So I still give Haney a lot of credit for continuing to get up in that fight. That was remarkable, man, because I couldn't, you know, I thought it was over. I really thought it was over. I thought he did him dirty, and I thought this shit was a wrap. But the bull he kept getting back up.
Yeah.
Shout out Quan in the chat. He say Majimov Spence beats him in my opinion. I can dig it, man. I can dig it. I think that's gonna be triggering for a lot of people to think that Spence, especially with the fight, the way the fight went between Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, and then the way the fight went with Majimov and Bud Crawford, and this being a higher weight class, and Spence haven't been at this weight class yet or fought at this weight class yet. That's gonna be triggering for a lot of people. But that's your opinion. I ain't mad at it, man. I think it would be a hell of a fight.
We gotta see.
And see the way Majimov fought. The way Majimov fought Bud, in my opinion, he wouldn't have to fight Spence the same way. And then you'll probably see some of that crazy looping left hand shit that we were seeing before he fought Bud Crawford.
Yeah.
Oh shit. TBE Boxing backstage. Let's bring up and give him a warm welcome. TBE
Salute.
Boxing. What up, fam?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
How you doing, man? I appreciate you joining, man. What's your name and where you from?
New York, PBE. So I'm just see y'all talking some boxing talk there. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Was something we talked about struck a nerve with you, or something you wanted to get off your chest?
No, not really. I'm just
okay. You just want to hang out?
I join in and see what's going on.
Okay, my man. I appreciate it. Come on in here, hang out with us, man. All right, DJ in the chat, he say, if Spence beats Fundora, they'll make him champion and recess for 3 years. Damn. And that's what we was touching on, man. Just people in the PBC or fighters in the PBC getting put on the shelf, man, fighting once a year. And you kind of hate to see anybody from the PBC right now actually have a belt, because then you'll have an extremely inactive champion, right? Especially with somebody, a commodity like Pitbull. He should be fighting at least 3 times a year, bro. At least. Rayo. When's Rayo's next fight? You know what I mean? Like, Fundora just became the WBC champion. He gets the title, and this nigga disappears. So, real rap, DJ. You absolutely right, bro. Punch Talk in the chat. He say, word on the street, Spence was cooking Charlo in sparring. Oh, is that word?
I heard that before, too.
Yeah. It was some old news about that where they were saying Spence was kind of getting the best of him in sparring. This was a couple years ago.
Yeah, I heard that too. I never believed that though.
Never believed it. You know, them sparring stories, man. You never know.
That stuff, I be having to see it for myself. Certain things you just can't tell me, and I just jump off the bridge with you. I gotta see that it's a life raft down there, a boat or something before I just jump and believe that shit. So
absolutely. Ryder Munguia Belang. Ryder came before Charlo. So it was Ryder, Charlo, Munguia Belanga punch. Shout out Mike Saunders in the chat. He said PBC rode the Mayweather wave to make their top fighters popular, but their best fighters has always been overrated, in my opinion. No doubt.
Amen.
Amen. You make a lot of sense there, bro. Matter of fact, let me see that list of overrated fighters. Make that list. Put it in the chat since you felt like someone was overrated. Oh man, my guy Casino Prez backstage. Let's give him a warm welcome. Bring him up. Casino in the building. What up, fam?
Man, what's going on, y'all? I was mainly coming up here to let you know Happy New Year, man. And we made it to another year. I know you finna do good things, man. I want to see you get to 50K subscribers, man. This year.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Happy New Year to you too, man. I hope the holidays been good to you, bro.
Yes,
for sure. And that's for everybody out there. Make sure y'all smash that like button too, man. I appreciate everybody joining in and rocking with your boy, man. Hit that subscribe button. Get in the chat. Come holler at us, man. We just talking boxing. All right. You gonna hang out for a little bit, Casino?
I really only got a few minutes.
Okay, so what you wanted to touch on, bro? I know you're something that done ruffled them feathers, nigga.
Well, who's overrated from the PBC?
Well, that was somebody who said that in the chat, Mike Saunders. That's why I asked him to go ahead and make that list.
I don't think they be overrated, bro.
Your boy might make the list. The little 5'5" cat out of Baltimore.
He's not overrated because how can he be? No. Let me tell you why he can't. Nah, bro. Nobody from the PBC ever been overrated because they don't even be on the pound for pound list like that. So how can you call them overrated, bro? Tank is way down on that shit. Errol Spence was never like number one in no shit. Terrence Crawford always been over him. And
rightfully so, but it ain't like these niggas ain't been on the pound for pound list.
No, but that don't mean they don't deserve to be on there. I mean, it's not like they overrated. I mean, bro, like, who is it? Man, Jamel Charlo was undisputed and wasn't even on the shit. Like, come on, man. Like, it's like, bro, if
that was a
anything,
weak ass 54 division at the time too, though.
Shit. See,
and he was on some people's pound for pound list. You talking about ESPN?
But I'm saying either way it go, he wasn't really where an undisputed fighter should. All right, put it like this. All right, Jamel Charlo was undisputed. Look where he was at on the pound for pound list. But then Devin Haney was undisputed, and he beat Cambosis, and he was higher than Jamel ever been. So it's like
now you got to understand, for some people, unless you're extremely biased, they put you on the pound for pound list because you move through weight classes. Now we got to be honest, Jamel's only been at 54. He did everything at 54, and that's another reason why on a lot of people pound for pound list, Spence never went higher than number 5. So depending on who it was and if he moved through weight classes, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I think? I think people getting confused with overrated with the fact that they be popular as fuck. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say about it. Like they can't help that they popular, bro, but that don't make them overrated. Like people confuse popularity with overrated. Like that shit is not the same shit. Just because people like you don't mean that they think you the best in the world. Like Errol Spence, my favorite fighter, but he wasn't never number 1 pound for pound to me. I just like because the nigga a dog. He's not overrated. I never thought he was the best, but he's a dog. He from Texas, and he come with that Texas swag, and I'm from the South, so I fuck with Errol Spence, bro. That's it. But I don't feel like nobody overrate these people. And the 5'5" dude that you talking about, Tank.
Yeah.
I think he underrated because he's never up there on the pound for pound list like that, bro. Like they keep him off of that shit like that. Like he don't be high enough.
He stay up there, but he
don't be high enough, bro.
Yeah.
He don't be high enough to me, bro. But that's just my opinion.
You gotta actually fight somebody to get up there.
He already fought somebody. He fought Ryan. He fought Ryan, and Ryan beat Devin. And so, I mean, hey, man. But look, everybody feel how they feel. Everybody feel how they feel. Ryan better than all the folks y'all talking about. So it is what it is. But I ain't got no more time. I'm gonna
Oh,
holler
you
at
gotta
y'all.
go?
I got to, bro. I got
Boy,
some
this
other
is a
shit
funny
too.
nigga, man. Hey, come back if you can, bro.
I'm gonna come back after this pit bull show, man.
Yes, sir.
I deal with the pit bulls.
Okay.
I'm be back.
It's not
TBE, I
that
wanted to get
it's
your
not that
thought, bro.
they overcheat. They it's just that they're not overrated. But a lot of them is like, well, maybe Tank is not overrated. He's just an underachiever. That's all.
Yeah.
So, he's not really. Tank could fight better opponents, and but he's just not doing it. I mean, he's an underachiever. Maybe he's not overrated. Maybe he's not overrated.
There are some that's overrated, and I can name one right now that is very, very much so overrated. You know what I mean? They call him the hardest puncher that ever lived in the heavyweight division, and that's Deontay Wilder. Very much so overrated.
A lot of
Very
people
much
felt
so. When you had guys like Liston that could
Wilder
knock
was
you out with
overrated.
a right hand and a jab, you had guys with Foreman that could knock you out with a slapping left hook and a right hand. You know what I mean? It's been guys that's been knocking guys out. If they touch you, you go to sleep. So a guy with one right hand is not arguably the greatest, biggest puncher of all time. When you got guys that could have did it with either or hand. Sorry. Overrated.
Yeah.
And the moment he had started fighting higher competition, that's when he ain't won yet.
I can dig it, man. Like it's hard to argue that. But the only reason why I give him the grace that I give him is because of when he started, you know what I'm saying? When he actually really took the sport serious and the strides he was able to make in just a short few years. And listen, at the end of the day, no matter who you fighting professionally, you get to a certain level. It's a talent to continue to do what he did so many times with those title defenses. You can't just sweep that under the rug at the end of the day, right? Like you got to give him some credit. But as far as somebody feeling like he was overrated, I understand that wholeheartedly for sure.
Like you said, I think he, in retrospect, he started 20 years old or something like that. That's crazy.
He was driving forklifts, bro, and then started boxing.
The point I'm trying to bring up is overrated. And when you say that he's the biggest puncher, there's a lot of guys online and everywhere saying that Deontay Wilder was the biggest puncher of all heavyweight history, and that's incorrect.
Because all they know is Deontay Wilder. They don't know anybody else.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Exactly.
I will argue that there was heavier punches than Deontay, but he's up there though.
It's overrated.
Yeah, he's up there though. I mean, where would you put him? You would have to put him maybe at least top 10 of all time, though, right?
Nah, man.
Heavy punches in heavyweight division.
Nah,
like one punch KOs.
Bro, you know I know my boxing history. You know what I mean? He doesn't even get past the 40s, the 1940s. You know, you got Jack Johnson, bro. You got Jack Dempsey. You know what I mean? You had Rocky Marciano. Think about it. You had Sonny Liston. You had
some KO
Floyd
artists.
Patterson. You don't even get past the 60s, bro.
But listen,
and then the 70s, Frazier.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now I don't know why.
Ron Lyle.
They had some, even though it was some better competition in those areas, in those eras, for sure. They had a lot of garbage sitting in front of them, just like Deontay did.
Yeah,
moving up through the ranks.
Each other out.
Right.
They was knocking each other out.
But this nigga did it 42 in a row, bro. You come on, man.
Yeah, but them guys back in the day, they were fighting 7 times
come
a year.
On, man.
Bro.
Yeah.
They were fighting 7 times a year, 6 times a year.
His resume that the guys he was fighting was like pretty much he fought a lot of his own personal sparring partners in hopes of giving them a chance and giving them a bag, which is commendable. But he was fighting his own sparring partners, giving them a bag. You can't praise him for a Malik Scott knockout or a Helenius knockout. That shit, you come on, bro.
I ain't saying praise him, but I got to give him credit. It's a talent behind that, bro.
Malik Scott.
And again, with the short pedigree, I mean, he didn't even have a pedigree for real. So, listen, again, I understand your argument, and I ain't mad at you, but for me, I would have to put him in the top 10. 42-0 with 42 knockouts, bro.
Who do you have? Who do you have in your top 10 though?
Oh man, shit. Hold on, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah,
I want
that's
to try
what I'm
and
saying.
stay on
Once
track.
you start talking, you be like,
yeah,
you got to be pushed aside for this guy. Think about 10 fighters, 10 heavyweights of all time since the 1920s, and he's in there in the top 10.
I'm gonna stay in my era. I can't, because the only reason why I didn't study those fighters like I studied my era, bro. I'm gonna keep it funky. Now I know of some of these accomplishments they've had, but we can't sit here and say that we saw Dempsey fight, bro, and we paid attention to his entire career. You know what I mean? We saw the 15th bum he knocked out. We don't know. So I'm gonna stick to my eras, and in my eras, I gotta put Deontay Wilder top 10.
But if you stick to your era, bro, fair enough, then you can't say all time. In your era, because we're isolating everybody else who came before him. We're just talking about this era.
I mean, that's true.
He can't be all time.
That's true.
That's the point I'm making, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Deontay
was
from
it
the
any
Frisco era.
Who else had 41, 42 knockouts straight?
Archie Moore.
Archie Moore?
Yes. He's on the all-time.
What was his joint?
He's got like somewhere about like 140 knockouts. Type him up.
In a row?
I don't think in a row, but goddamn, he's the all-time knockout leader.
Right.
He started at 175, and his power translated.
We talking about heavyweights though.
Yeah. His power. Ali fought him, Archie Moore, on the way up.
The Archie Moore knocked out 41 heavyweight straight.
Yes, Archie Moore was the man. He's on the all-time knockout list.
Okay.
He was at 175, and then he moved to heavyweight. He was beating Marciano, dropped him like twice, I believe. And Marciano caught him at the end of the fight with a big right hand and knocked him out. But only thing he had to do was stand on his feet. He would have beat Marciano. Promise you.
Okay, word. My bad.
I know my history, bro. Trust
me.
Word.
My bad, man. I'm trying to, because you know how we do. We get to talking, man. I'm trying to stay on subject.
Yeah, I know, right?
we done ended up in the heavyweight division. In the 1920s.
Let's dial it back. Rewind. Okay, now.
Rewind it back. Let's get back on track. My bad, chat. My bad, listeners, man. We get to talking boxing. We get to talking boxing.
You be doing that to me on my lives too. I'll be like, hold on, man. Damn.
Right. Let me grab the wheel on this motherfucker.
Payback is a mo.
Where Cornelius Burnett in the chat, he said, wait, don't Crawford fight once a year? That's facts. But in Crawford's defense, yeah, nigga, I'm coming to Crawford's defense. They was playing that side of the street shit with him. You know what I'm saying? And I think now, shit, nigga, when he reached he's about to be 40, he's 37 these last few years. Now I understand that when you're an older fighter or older champion, taking your time, but I just think it's been the politics for Bud though, man. You can't have that same excuse for the rest of the PBC fighters, bro. It's been a whole lot of politics and bullshit, in my opinion, around Bud Crawford, which held up a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's called ducking.
So hold up, time out. Who did Bud Crawford duck?
No, no, he's not the one that's ducking. They're ducking him.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that a little bit better for sure. DJ in the chat, he say, Heavy, you know you gonna trigger me with all that inactivity talk. My bad, man. No doubt. Punch in the chat, he said, the Tankaholic. What up, Prez? He gone, but he coming. Excuses, Heavy. Excuses. Punch talk. Haney fights subpar competition. Gosh almighty. Haney? Yeah, y'all don't want to give niggas credit for nothing, boy. Mike Saunders in the chat.
Youngest undisputed champion in the world. And he
Facts.
fights subpar competition. I mean, those people out there.
I mean, he took undisputed from subpar competition. Let's not make no mistake about it. He didn't have to go through T.O. to get it. But you have to. My thing is, you have to give him credit.
Wait a minute.
What's that?
Subpar competition. He didn't have to go through T.O. You mean the T.O. that got beat by Cambosos?
Boy, get out. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
The T.O. that got beat by Cambosos? He went through the better fight. He went through the better man. He went through Cambosos. T.O. got beat by Cambosos.
So hold on. Let me ask you this, TB. Does T.O. beat? Does Cambosos beat T.O. 2 out of 3?
T.O. scared to rematch him, so we're never gonna know that.
T.O. at work, bro. He need that work.
Hey, listen again, and I feel you. I want to give Cambosos his credit. We can't knock it. He beat Teofimo Lopez. He took the unification. You can't knock
just beat him. He beat him down.
Nah, come on, TB. Come on, we ain't gonna say all that. They both knocked each other down.
He knocked him down.
They both knocked each other down.
He rearranged his face, man. He looked bad after that fight. They say he almost died.
Well, he's supposed to have almost died from an illness. He was supposed to.
Well, that's the story. They gotta come with some kind of story. But I mean,
hey, but he's talking about
real quick, TB, how old are you, bro?
I'm old enough to know better and young enough not to give up.
Okay, well, you sound like you straight old school, what?
No, but seriously, I mean, Teofimo. I mean, come on, boy, that guy. I mean, he's over. You talk about overrated. There's an overrated fighter right there.
Word. Mike Saunders in the chat, he said majority of boxing fans equate popularity with talent. Right? Yeah, facts. Wilder is overrated. Danny Garcia was overrated. Oh boy, don't get 9 started on Danny Garcia. Broner was overrated. Yeah, this is a good list. Punch in the chat. I ain't gonna Wilder was overrated, but poorly coached. Man, listen, there's a lot of things you couldn't teach Wilder because he just didn't start young enough, man. A lot of that shit you get when you 10, 11, 12 years old, bro. Bottom line. But to go on Olympics, all that shit, place, and do what he did as far as defenses, I just got to give him some credit. Saunders in the chat, he said Thurman's overrated, but looks good because he beat 2 average fighters in Danny Garcia and Sean Porter. Oh, damn.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you gonna do Danny and Sean like that, bro?
Hey, fellas, can I ask y'all a favor, though? Do this. Pick who you think personally, both of y'all, who y'all think is the top, let's say, pick a division, top welterweights of today. Or the
top welterweights of today?
The top welterweights of the past era, of the Spence, Crawford, and them era. Who would you say was the top welterweights that they was running shit and they was busting heads? 3 of them.
You got to go Errol Spence.
1.
I say you definitely got to go Keith Thurman.
2.
Of their era. Shit, man. Pacquiao was in their era too, nigga. Shit.
He was on the tail end, so I don't really count that as the Pacquiao era.
He beat Keith Thurman. How can he not be in their era?
He's more in the Cotto.
No, he's in the era before them for sure. He's in that generation before them for sure. That's the generation that made him a Hall of Famer. But that nigga snuck in this one and took a scrap from a real champion.
On some pass the torch shit. Yeah.
Who else? Just like the 3 kings of the welterweight. Sean Porter, bro.
Yeah.
Sean Porter.
I would say Spence, Porter, and Crawford. This is their era. Those are the top 3 guys of this era, right?
Right.
Now, if you take these 3 guys, put them against Tito Trinidad, Shane Mosley, and Oscar De La Hoya in a round robin, best out of 2, who wins? What era wins?
Oh, shit.
Because I
I
could
don't
be
see
dirty
nobody
and take them
fucking
to
with
the
them
80s
niggas.
and put them against Duran, Hearns, and Ray Leonard. That's how my mind works.
Again,
That's
you
how I
can't really
justify whether
compare
the
these
era.
Yeah,
guys.
I
You
fuck
can't
with
really
Bud,
compare
man.
these
I
guys,
think
man.
Bud can survive either one of them. I think he gon' round robin on somebody's ass on either one of them. But the rest of them, nah, man. I don't
That's the
think
way
they
I
stack
look at
up.
it. Best out of 3. But then if
Yeah,
you look at like De La Hoya, Tito Trinidad, and Shane Mosley versus Ray Leonard, Hearns, and Duran, hey man, that's I don't know.
man, that's a hell of a
So
gauntlet,
that's
boy.
how the eras stack up. That's how I kind of added up in my head, my personal way of adding it up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I get a lot of knock on here because they be like, oh man, well, who do you like? But the whole thing is that's how I added up with the era. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I don't see this era beat none of the other eras. If they did like best out of 3,
yeah.
now arguably, Mosley could beat Duran. Arguably, you know what I'm saying? Tito Trinidad could catch Tommy Hearns.
No.
I think Keith Thurman could beat Durant.
I said arguably.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Mosley
I don't
had the
think
chin
Keith
that
Thurman
stand up
could
to
beat
Duran
Duran. I don't
and the
think.
hand speed to outboxing. And he came up from California, so he knows that
anything
style.
possible with them fantasy fights, man. I wish we could see that shit, but we can't.
But I said possibly.
Yeah.
There's no
a
way that
competitive
Thurman
fight.
could beat Duran, bro. No way. That could never happen in any era.
You said Keith
can't beat
Thurman?
Duran. Yeah, no way.
No way he beats
I
Durant.
said
No
Shane
way.
Mosley. I said Shane Mosley.
Yeah, he said Shane Mosley.
Not even Shane Mosley. I don't think he can beat Duran.
I could see him matching up against Duran pretty good. I could see Tito Trinidad matching up with Tommy Hearns pretty good. And I could see Mayweather matching up with Ray Leonard pretty good. Best out of 3, let's run it.
Who you said with Ray Leonard?
Mayweather.
Ray Leonard.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a hell of a fight, man. It'd be a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good fight because one thing about Mayweather, even though he was from this era, the past era, he was really a throwback fighter in terms because remember those guys was fighting 15 rounds. I mean, and those guys were fighting like 5-6 times a year. Those guys there was no fat camp back then because you didn't get a chance to get out of shape. So it's a whole different. I mean, it's just different, man. I mean, nah.
That's why I judge these guys now on a curve. Even if you took James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, and Roy Jones and put them against Hagler, John the Beast Mugabe, and Tommy Hearns again, it's competitive. If it was the best out of 3 on some 5v5 type shit, it's competitive. But you don't get that now. These guys will all get washed.
James Toney is probably the best out of that.
That's the fucked up part, man. We'll never know.
Yeah.
We would just never know. Mike Saunders in the chat, he said Boots is overrated, and I've been saying that for at least 5 years. God damn, Mike, you've been watching Boots for 5 years. He's definitely been on my radar 3. I don't know about 5. I can't remember 5 years ago. I might have seen him. I ain't really started paying attention to Boots until the one fight. What's the bull name? He knocked off.
You know who remind me of Boots? What's this kid Morrell? He remind me of Boots. David Benavidez gonna put a whooping on that boy.
I believe so too. I just don't think there's enough experience there.
I like that fight.
Is Boots overrated?
Yep.
It's starting to appear to be that way, especially with him saying one thing and doing another. I can't even argue with you there. For sure. Punch in the chat. He said, "Oh no, you talking there?" Appreciate you joining us, King James in the chat. He said, "Canelo be all orange." What? Crawford has to step up because he's cleaned out the division. For sure. All right, real quick, steering this car back on track. Before we move on to Canelo versus Bud Crawford, which in my opinion should happen next over the Williams Skull, but we're gonna talk about it TBE, you joining us, and I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked 9. Can Errol Spence compete at 154 pounds? When you look at the landscape, the Boychucks, the Madrimovs, even who he's linked to fighting right now, Sebastian Fundora, how do you think he fare, and do you think he stands a chance against Sebastian Fundora?
Well, it would be nice if we could see him in the ring, before that fight to see what he looks like. But based on what happened and everything, I think Spence should retire. Okay, I think that beating that Bud gave him was life changing. I don't think he's gonna be able to recover from that. And because really they should have stopped that fight in like in the 6th, 7th round. If I was in his corner, that fight would have been stopped like the 6th or 7th round. It definitely wouldn't have went to the 8th or the 9th. So he took a beating for nothing. I mean, that was crazy. I couldn't believe it. His father was in the ring. I mean, in the corner. I mean, they let him get that beating like that. I mean, why? For what? What are you trying to prove? You know what I mean? They should have stopped that fight by the second knockdown. The fight is over with. Okay, that's the third knockdown. The fight should have been over with after that. There was no point in getting beaten for another round and another round after that. It was crazy, man.
I agree with you too, because I felt, especially that's 6th or 7th, I just didn't see where Spence could win. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't seem like he was just gonna throw a punch out of nowhere that was gonna land and change the course of that fight. So I gotta agree with you, TB, for sure. So now, second part of that question. You said you think he's retired. He should retire, right? So you don't feel like there's nobody at 54 that Errol Spence could potentially steamroll.
That's a big word, bro. Steamroll. I mean, steamroll. Who's he gonna? There's nobody they could steamroll. He can't steamroll Fundora. He can't steamroll Tizu. He can't steamroll Merkatalev. He can't steamroll Boychuk. I don't think he could steamroll Victor Ortiz.
Well, let me ask you this, TBE. Is there any of those guys you think he can actually beat?
No.
Gosh almighty. Hey, man. I feel you. And that's where my concern comes in, because when I look at the landscape of 54 and I start asking myself that same question, I'm like,
And then you got Lubin up there too, right? So Lubin,
you got Lubin.
I mean, it's
That's why, like, if he would have started with like a Lubin or a Mendoza, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But for your first fight back, Fundora.
Yeah, you're not Bud, man. You can't do that. You're not like that, so you can't really be going up there and trying to do that type of thing that Bud be doing, just jumping up and fighting.
And that's the big thing. I think Bud proved that he's not like that. He proved that Spence isn't like that. So
he should have did a Lubin or a Thurman a year ago too. On top of it, a year ago.
You feel me?
The best thing for Spence to do now is to fight Thurman. That's his best fight right now.
Yep.
They can build that fight up. They can, like from Grudge Match from back in the day or whatever. They can really build that fight and make that fight a good fight for Spence. And that fight would tell us where Spence really is, and then he could move from there. That would be the best bet.
Winner moves ahead, bro. I said that earlier, to be honest, bro. Winner moves ahead. And it's in-house. It should be easy to make.
Yeah, facts. Boy, I can't wait till that shit is over with, too. Shout out King James in the chat. He said Crawford struggles to find willing opponents because folks be frightened. Oh, hey, man, I think there's a little bit of truth to that. Punch in the chat. He said Cambosis is trash. Shout out my guy DJ in the chat. He said, just for the record, overrated. Oh no, that's Mike Saunders. He said, just for the record, overrated doesn't mean that the fighter is not a good fighter. Facts. Exactly. DJ say, my thoughts on Spence. Love him or hate him, just fight or get out the way and let next man up for sure, man. Absolutely. Boston Jorge. Yeah, I caught that. I know how to pronounce that shit. Boston Jorge. Appreciate you joining us in the chat too, man. Thank you for subscribing. Spence works Fundora. Oh, this nigga's got that Spence faith. says Spence can clean out. Oh shit. Spence can clean out. I can't even get it out, bro. Somebody
Going to get it out. Going to get it out because I'm going to laugh right afterwards.
Spence can clean out 54. Just stay away from Crawford.
What kind of bullshit is this?
Who that on that nag?
You feel me, man? Who that nigga on that nag?
Who this nigga on that nag?
For real. And I think that nigga is Spence. He say Spence can clean out 54. Wow. Hey, man, stand by your dog, man.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Look, Jessica in the chat. What's up, girlfriend? Good to see you, baby. And I got to wrap up the whole Errol Spence conversation. Damn, it's been an hour already, man. That's why I be fucking with y'all. I can't get nothing done. I gotta echo y'all's thoughts, you know what I mean, and feelings, man. I don't think it's nothing there at 54 for Spence. I think you get this last really decent payday because niggas just gonna be excited to see Spence come back. He's back, y'all. He's back. He coming. Let's pack out, Dallas Stadium. Get the man paid. I think some Sebastian Fundora washes him. And instead of riding into the sunset, you kind of get whipped into darkness, man, and he probably disappears. But if he's hard pressed for money, it's not like he can't get any fights in the future. Cats will still be willing to step in there. But I think I've taken, and I think you guys as well, and other people who's listening, make sure you smash that like button, 2 of you in here. We've taken in consideration all that has transpired, all that has happened to Errol Spence, the car accidents, the eye surgeries, the Bud fight, the layoffs, everything has been taken into consideration. And upon taking that in consideration, the outcome is Spence just needs to get the hell out of the way. In my opinion, get the hell out of the way, man. Get your money from this door fight fall back, bro. Yeah. I can't even find my junk. Go ahead and let him out the car, though.
Let me out.
Let me out the car, though. It's a wrap.
Spence should have listened to Mayweather move to 160 a long time ago.
Yeah. Hey, and Mayweather called it. What was that, like 2 years ago?
Yep.
Mayweather called it. He said he should have been gone.
But see, that's the natural trajectory of a guy that starts at 147. You don't stay there at them weight classes. Think about it. All these guys have been lifetime welterweights: Porter, Thurman, and Spence. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. Also in the chat, he said Spence coming back like Jordan wearing the 4.5. The 4.5 Jordan was garbage. We gonna see though. We gonna see. All right, man. Next subject, and then I'm gonna get the hell up out of here, man. I suppose I've only been up here for an hour 9, and I blame 9. It's all your goddamn fault. Boo this nigga, y'all.
I'm taking it in. I'm gonna play the heel, man. This is wrestling. I'm gonna play the heel, bro.
Where? Yeah, I mean, old Ric Flair playing the heel. Crawford. Canelo Crawford, of course, those reports have come out. Canelo team and Canelo himself all saying, shout out Sway's Universe. Canelo said out of his own mouth in English that he's in. All right, the Mahala at Turk, if the numbers is right, it's an easy fight for me and it's easy money. Now, reports just came out today. I don't know if you know this, 9 or TBE. William Skull team has confirmed that Canelo team has approached them about a potential fight in May. Now, that's the IBF champion. Don't nobody know nothing about William Skull. Ain't really paid this nigga no mind, but he's got that other belt. And it's an opportunity for Canelo Alvarez to become 2 times undisputed. Now, of course, everybody's going to clamor and shed more light on the potential Crawford matchup. Knowing Canelo, I wouldn't be surprised if he went the William Skull route when you know that Turkey's been waiting on January to actually negotiate this Bud Crawford fight. They've been asking for it for at least a year now. So, but let's just say it does happen, right? This fantasy fight we've been thinking about over the last year or so. If it does happen and they get this fight done for May, TBE, let me start with you first. Is Crawford gonna go in there and look a lot like Charlo and fold up, the last 54-pounder that went up there to see Canelo? Or will you see that Floyd Mayweather-esque performance versus the older, but yet still extremely dangerous Canelo Alvarez?
I'll keep it simple, bro. Crawford by stoppage in the 11th.
Hold. Bruh. Say what?
Crawford by stoppage by the 11th round. He might go to 12, but I don't think so. I think he'll stop him in the 11th.
So you think Crawford stops Canelo?
Yep, by the 11th round.
Iron Chin Canelo. Canelo that we ain't never really ever seen hurt but one fight.
He's going to beat Canelo up and stop him by the 11th.
Gosh, oh man. You care to elaborate a little bit, TBE, and tell me how Crawford pulls this off?
All right, simple. You got to go by the numbers. So, all right, so Canelo in his last fight, he came in at 176 pounds, 177 against Munguia. All right? That's for a 168-pound fight, right? Super middleweight.
Right.
Crawford came in at 169.8 pounds for a 154-pound fight, which is 2 weights below where Canelo is right now. All right? So when you look at the numbers, so you're looking at 100. So Crawford is 170. Canelo was 176. That's their fighting weight. Crawford's fighting weight at 154 is around 170 pounds, right? Canelo is about 100. He fought at 176. He could probably fight at 180, 185 if he wanted to. Sometime he probably coming at that weight, right? So now, if Crawford is going to move up to 168, he's going to add more than 6 pounds at his fighting weight, more than likely. And it also shows you that if Crawford is fighting at 170 pounds, he's already fighting near Canelo's fighting weight, which is 180, maybe 175, somewhere between 175 and 180 pounds. So there's not that much difference, and Crawford is the bigger man in terms of frame. Canelo is just a wider man. So at the fight night, at 168 pounds, Crawford is going to be the bigger, stronger man. Okay, that's what people don't realize. Okay, because Canelo is really just a middleweight that's fighting at 168 because he probably don't have to cut as much weight. So he just, is more comfortable to fight there, not because, that's his best weight for him to fight at.
I don't know, TB, because if you follow Canelo, everybody around him will tell you, when if he's just chilling and he ain't got no fight coming up, like the last real layoff he took off, he's walking around 200 pounds, bro.
Yeah, but he's coming in the ring at 177, 178 pounds, 176. So that's his fighting weight. You don't make a difference what weight you're walking around. It's a fighting weight that counts. Okay, and I'm saying that if Crawford's fighting weight at 154-pound fight is 169, then what is it going to be if he's fighting at 2 weights above? It's going to be at least, he's going to come into that ring against, at 168 pounds, he's going to come in that ring at least between 174 to 178 pounds, maybe even 180. He's going to be big and he's going to be strong. And
yeah, you threw me off when you said Crawford would be the naturally bigger man that night. That's hard to. That's hard.
All right. You remember when Mikey Garcia fought Errol Spence?
Yeah.
What weight did Mikey Garcia come in at against Spence? He was coming from a lower weight class. What weight?
Right.
He came in about the same weight as Spence, or a little bigger. But the problem with Mikey Garcia is that he's a shorter guy. He's in this place where Canelo is. So that weight didn't work for him. It's too much weight on him. Okay, so he couldn't really fight with that weight. And we all saw what happened. But again, Canelo
shorter than Crawford.
Exactly. Crawford got the bigger frame. He could put on more weight. Okay, so I'm thinking that fight night, Crawford is going to come in there probably heavier than Canelo. Maybe. I mean, it's possible. Or they might come in around the same weight. But whatever weight, whatever weight it is, I think that Crawford is going to really, And then that weight, I think Crawford's power is going to carry up. He's going to be hit like a freight train. Canelo's going to be in trouble, bro. And it's not just he's not a one-handed fighter. He's a two-handed fighter. Canelo got all kind of troubles with Crawford, bro. It's going to be nightmare for Canelo. Why do you think Canelo don't want to fight? Here's a guy running away from a guy 2 weights below him. He's literally running away from the man. So, now he's getting ready to fight some email champion that got a belt by email, never really fought for the belt. Nobody even knows who this guy is. Nobody's asking for that fight, and that's the fight he wants to fight now. When everybody's asking for him to fight the pound-for-pound king, the man is running. There's no doubt about it. He's terrified of Crawford, bro. The whole camp over there is terrified of Crawford. I'm telling you, this is what's going on.
In defense of Canelo, he said he seen Crawford's last fight, and he didn't do a lot of moving around. I think you can contribute a little bit to the fact that Crawford's 37 years old now. But he liked what he saw in of course Bud Crawford, and the fact that he just wasn't doing a lot of moving around. And I think that probably did help him say, yeah, I'll fuck with him and take the fight.
That's why Crawford should have took it a little easier and just because Canelo.
If he would have took it a little if he took it any more easier on Madrimov, he would have lost. It was a tough fight for Crawford.
It was a unanimous decision, bro. What are you talking about? How tough could it have been?
It was unanimous, but it was still some close rounds there, bro.
But not many of them. And
the scorecards it wasn't huge wide margins on those scorecards.
The way Madrimov was fighting, he was fighting very tame, very timid. He wasn't really, because he didn't want to get. He felt the power of Crawford at the beginning of the fight. He said, I don't think I'm going to just rush in there.
Yeah, neither one of them did. I think they both respected each other. That was a fight that you could look at and say both of those guys didn't completely open up because they respected each other's power, for sure.
Yeah, the interesting thing is to see what the fight is going to be looking like between Madrimov and Ortiz. I want to see that fight now. If you learn anything in the Crawford fight, what's going to happen with the Ortiz fight, I think he's going to smash Ortiz, but we'll see.
Okay. Let me get the 9 real quick. Hold up real quick. Mike Saunders in the chat. He say Canelo is the most overrated fighter ever. Gosh, that motherfucker say ever. All right, man. It's hard to argue, but I can argue that. 9, your thoughts, man.
Man, first and foremost, I gotta say this, bro. It's a difference between picking a fighter to win and rooting for a fighter. I am rooting for Bud Crawford. Hands down. If he pulls this off, this would be one of the greatest victories in recent history. This would be compared to Roy Jones versus John Ruiz. With that being said. However, I think that the fight is going to go a lot like the Amir Khan fight. I believe that Canelo has made a living off of beating up on smaller fighters. That's what he does. That's what he's primed for. And historically, though, that's what the middleweights have always done, is sit there, like a roadblock, and every welterweight that's moved up, they beat them. That's historically, you know what I mean? And I don't see this as being nothing different. The first fight, but with Madrimov, whatever, he had hurdles to jump, lay off, extra weight, and all this. And he's going to have more hurdles, you know what I mean, with this fight. Because now you're going to have to deal with big punching power, you know what I mean, and going up 2 weight classes. I just don't see it, bro. You know what I mean? I'm rooting for him, but I don't see it.
Man, 9, I feel you, bro. My heart with Bud, but my money on FanDuel will be on Canelo. You dumb motherfucker! That's big facts. Big old stinking ass facts.
Big facts.
It would have to ride. I would have to ride with Canelo.
Don't worry, you will be wrong. Don't worry about it.
I hope so. Yeah, absolutely. Now I feel like if anybody could pull it off, it's Bud Crawford, right? You want to say, hey man, if anybody could do it, stand in there and pull it off, outbox Canelo Alvarez and hit him with something that he respects, it's Bud Crawford. But I keep thinking about the Bivol fight And mind you, it'll be in reass or different circumstances, but they gave Canelo the first 4 rounds in the B-Ball fight. I feel like Crawford would be fighting not only him, but he'd be fighting the judges. And then at some point, he's going to feel the power. You know what I mean? And it's a different kind of power. Canelo, you have to give him, if nothing else, give him the credit for the type of bombs
he's going to feel it on his gloves before anything lands touch, bro. He's going to feel it on his gloves. Like, wow, oh, shit. You
Look at the size of the guys Canelo has either knocked down or knocked out. Look at Berlanga, bro. Look at how big Munguia and he's just dropped these guys.
Berlanga's an amateur, man, and so is only good.
Amateur or not, he's a big motherfucker.
But size don't mean shit in boxing, bro. I mean, that's what you got. Look at Usyk.
So we need to get rid of the weight classes, then, TB.
Look at Usyk and
we need to get rid of that. Hold up, TB. So we need to get rid of the weight classes.
Yeah, but Fury weighed 50 pounds more than Usyk, bro. What did it make a difference?
So again, in your opinion, we should get rid of the weight classes.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's overrated. You know, like because really and truly, bro. Back in the day, there was no junior middleweight and none of that catchweight nonsense. There was just middleweight, welterweight, lightweight, and if you wanted to fight the middleweight, you moved it from lightweight to fight the middleweight. Nobody. You know, there was no catchweight, no junior middleweight. You know what I'm saying? And there was only one champion. So all of this stuff is artificial anyway. Okay, all these little catchweights that they have nowadays, and you know, nobody. We wasn't like that back in the day. You had lightweight, you had welterweight, you had middleweight.
It's facts. Yeah, this is facts. This is facts.
And people moving up and down all the time. So I mean, you know, to say like it's a big jump because he's moving from junior middleweight to 168 pounds is a joke. It's almost the same weight class.
It's something that just doesn't happen every day, though. TBE, can we at least admit that?
Yeah,
it's a hell of a challenge for himself.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not as.
And it's not like you moving the middleweight to fight a bum. You fighting somebody who's been on the pound for pound the past decade, bro. Like,
yeah, but we
got to give Canelo some credit, right?
We're talking about Canelo, bro. Right now, Canelo, he telegraphs his punches. He's slow as hell. His feet is slow. He can devastate you if he connects with one of those telegraph shots that he's throwing. That you can.
Hey, that's all it takes is one. How many it take?
Well,
one.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I can't. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But I mean, if Mayweather can beat Canelo every round, Crawford can stop Canelo. Crawford.
But you know what though? That's my point to it too. And me and Punchit had to talk about this like a couple of months ago. And Mayweather was able to do what he did because he was a defensive-minded fighter first. Bud, on the other hand, is an offensive-minded fighter first. You see what I'm saying? When you're an offensive-minded fighter first, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So
exactly.
You shots, trying to get your offense off. Because he thinks offense first. He doesn't think defense first. Even in the Majamal fight, even in the Spence fight, he got caught. He didn't do shit when Spence hit him, but he got caught.
One time.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, he got caught once in the whole fight. I mean, come on. I mean,
yeah, but if you land that, it only takes one time with Canelo.
That's it.
That's the point.
That's the credit that nobody can't make me not give him.
Fighter, bro.
That's not true. Who Canelo knocked out in the last couple of fights? Who? Name him.
Nobody.
He ain't fought no welterweights.
In the story. And he couldn't even knock out Jamel Pussycat Charlo. Okay, he couldn't even knock him out. Come on, man. Canelo's not.
Yeah, because he ain't fought no welterweights, bro.
Canelo, even when Canelo gets you hurt, Canelo is not a finisher. Okay, if Crawford gets Canelo hurt, it's over with. Okay, the fight is over. He's gonna finish him.
Again, I ain't never seen a nigga really hurt. We seen him. What that was Hatton brother, right? Okay, that was about it.
No, that was Cotto's brother.
Cotto's brother.
Yep.
Cotto's brother. That's about it. That's the only fight I've ever seen Canelo look like, and he wasn't even really in trouble in that fight for real, in my opinion. I
think he got caught. And was gone.
And that was a much smaller Canelo. This thick ass neck Canelo here, I don't see nobody. I can't see him. If none of these other big guys who've landed some solid shots on Canelo ain't even buzz him, It's hard for me to see Crawford hurting
I'm
him.
gonna tell you why. Check this out. Remember when?
Let you finish your thought. Go ahead.
Remember when Brooke went up and fought Triple G? Remember that fight?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Triple G landed some haymakers and broke his eye socket. Did he knock him out?
No.
Did Crawford knock out Brooks?
Yeah.
What did Brooks after the Crawford fight? He said, "I've been fighting in the gym, in professional fight in my whole career. I've never got hit like that." Okay, nobody ever did me like that. He said, that's including Triple G. So Crawford knows how. People sleeping on Crawford, bro. And I'm telling you, it's gonna beat the daylights out of Canelo. Watch and see. I'm telling
you very well might be right, TV.
Hey,
real
would
quick.
You put up the
Mike
house
Saunders
for it,
in
though,
the chat.
Would you put up the house?
Put up my house.
Yeah, would you put up your house for it?
Oh, I'm putting money on the knockout, bro. There's no doubt about that. I'm not betting. Y'all keep betting against Crawford and keep losing, and y'all ain't
I've never bet against Crawford.
Crawford knocks out Canelo. That shit gonna be like plus 1,000, nigga. Some shit like that. It's gonna be crazy. Real quick, Mike Saunders in the chat. He said, "There's no way Canelo came in against Munguia at 176. Respectfully, I have to research that. Yeah, fact check that real quick, Mike Saunders. Didn't sound right, but my nigga sounded like he knew, and I got to be honest, I don't remember." King James in the chat. He said, "Canelo got 25 pounds over Crawford naturally, for sure." That's more believable in my opinion. Jessica just laughing at y'all niggas. I think especially TBE. Boston in the chat. He say Better BF versus Beevil showed us that dancing around like a fairy will not get you a win in a fight. Facts. Mayweather drained Canelo to a fake weight class that the WWE won't even use. Crawford not asking for any handicaps. He damn sure ain't, man. He want this straight up 168 smoke. William Washington, appreciate y'all joining too, man. Make sure you smash that like button. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, man. Rocking out with your boy. I truly appreciate you. Dub in the chat, man. William Washington, I'm gonna call you Dub. Bud is a pure counter puncher. Yes, he is. Canelo is still Canelo's still on that clenbuterol. God damn. Canelo. Damn. On that shit, eating that meat. Listen, man. For me, I gotta see how he takes the power, man. I think early on for Canelo, and he's done this, several times against several fighters, is he'll let them taste it a little bit early, right? Come that second round, that third round, once he pin you up somewhere, he releases, and he's coming with he's coming with the crazy Rocky hook. I got to see how Bud reacts, man.
That is a good point, bro, because Canelo does like to handcuff you with his power, hit you with something hard and have you tentative, not wanting to throw. He did that to Charlo. That is a good point, bro. Yes. And
it made him, he paralyzed him in a lot of spots with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I wish people would stop mentioning Charlo when they're talking about Canelo, bro, and Crawford.
Well, that's the closest thing. That's the closest thing we got.
That's what we got.
I mean, that's the smallest man he's fought in a while, bro.
Crawford, Jamel Pussycat Charlo didn't do anything, bro. He just ran.
He laid down, man. He laid down.
Prime example of the point, him handcuffing somebody with power. That's the point.
He can do that to somebody like Charlo, but he's not going to do that to Crawford, bro. It's not going to happen. Okay, first of all, when Canelo's going to be throwing his punches, a lot of the time Canelo's going to be off balance because Crawford's foot movement is going to make him be just like when Errol Spence. They kept saying, "Why Errol Spence keep looking like he's off balance?" It's because what Crawford was doing. People don't really watch what Crawford is doing in that ring, bro. I'm telling you.
It was his feet that beat Spence.
Yeah.
But I see the fight going like me personally. That's why I alluded to the Amir Khan fight. I see Bud getting off on the first, 6-7 rounds. and then out of nowhere, boom.
You probably saw that Amir Khan fight. You think that's gonna no? By the time the fight gets to the 7th round, Canelo is gonna start fading out. By that time, Crawford is gonna up the pace even more because he's gonna be just getting started. Okay, so by the time they get to around the 10th round, Canelo is gonna be fading, bro, and he's gonna be right before the knockout. He's gonna be getting.
I mean, I've seen it happen before with Pacquiao, De La Hoya, but I don't think this is not that. You know what I mean? That's
so
like
now, Bud just had another birthday. So now at 37, those legs is fresh and he gonna be there TBE. Championship rounds, Bud fresh.
Bud is younger than Canelo.
In boxing years.
Exactly. Way younger. Way younger. Canelo is an old man.
I can dig it, man. Shout out Mike Saunders in the chat. He said, y'all talking about Canelo as if he's Wilder. I'm just saying, man, he pack a punch and he's knocking out, or at least knocking down. He's not getting knockouts, but he's knocking all these motherfuckers down. And he's knocking down big men, way bigger than Terrence Crawford. So
the shot that you throw that knocks down a 175-pounder is the same shot that'll knock out a former welterweight. Just saying.
Yeah. All those people he knocked out or knocked down, they lost the fight before they even went into the ring. Okay, including Jamel Pussycat. He lost that fight before he even went to the ring. He never went into the ring to win the fight. There was nowhere in his mind, anywhere in his imagination, that he could have won that fight against.
Nah, you're right. Okay, he didn't even knock him down. Charlo took a knee, like type shit. Like, what the fuck?
Man, this guy's a joke, man. I mean, when they try to compare this guy to Bud, it's like a disgrace. You'll be insulting Bud too much, bro. I'm tired of that bullshit. It's bullshit. Jamel is a joke. Okay, the man is a joke.
What you said? What you said was? What you say it was, TBE?
What you say? What you mean?
You said it was bullshit.
What kind of bullshit is this?
It's that bullshit. I feel you. Shout out OG Sean Don in the chat. He said, I can give y'all the real facts. Well, hit that link, brother. Hit us with the facts. Come on up here, man. Talk your shit. 155 was Kodo work. Lara. Dub say Lara. DJ Chat say weight classes haven't been fair or real since the days of the same day weigh-ins, right? Facts, bro. I wish they would go back to that shit, boy. And that's some real fast shit for your ass, if you ask me. All this rehydration bullshit. Weigh in and fight the same day.
Hey, Heb, do you think that fight goes the distance?
Crawford Canelo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think Crawford's too crafty, man. He's an extremely crafty, brilliant boxing IQ. When he gets in there and he feels the power, he'll know, in my opinion, what chances he can take and what chances he can't. Right? Like my man say, and he's a counter puncher and an extremely good counter puncher. So he'll know the openings when he needs to take it. I think he'll be more reluctant to punch in between the shots of Canelo Alvarez because that would leave him open as well. Mm-hmm. But I think he's crafty enough and slick enough.
He's gonna have to feint
to last all 12 rounds.
He's gonna have to feint like a motherfucker to keep him off balance.
Yeah. And he will. He's gonna get some reactions out of Canelo because I think he'll be able to touch Canelo too and let Canelo know, hey, I'm here, nigga. You fuck around, I'll swell your eye up. I keep hitting you with this same shot all night if you let me. You know what I mean? So, but again, I got to see how he reacts to the power, and if he wants to shell up, or if it paralyzes him, or because at 37, you just never know when Father Time is gonna rear his motherfucking head, Nick.
He does not have
and
to
it might be the night of that fight
on the ropes at no time, bro. He does not need to let his back touch them ropes.
Absolutely. He can't. This is one fight for Crawford. You can't, like he did against Spence in a lot of spots. The rope's not going to be your friend.
Yeah.
So, absolutely. All right, man. We're gonna give a few more thoughts up here and read the rest of these comments. Mike Saunders, he said the last true knockout Canelo has had was a weight drain Kovalev. Damn, I think that was it. King James in the chat, he said Father Time doesn't favor Canelo or Crawford, and they both need this super fight before skills diminish. That's facts, man. Right. I mean, yeah, might as well get it on out the way. OG Sean and Don say, what a link. It's all the way at the top of the damn jump. Matter of fact, I'll put it in here just for you, bro, and let you come spit any kind of facts you want before I get up out of here. 9. If this fight action, and TB already gave us his prediction. I definitely wanted to get a prediction from you, 9, before we get out of here.
I think it'll be Canelo by stoppage, probably mid to late rounds. You know what I'm saying? I could see it sort of like the Amir Khan fight. I could see Bud, being in the fight, working, because he's got skills. Then all of a sudden he just lands something big and just, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
I can dig it.
Boom, the lights just get shut off.
Gosh, nigga, that shit could happen, bro. It's a great possibility. Shout out my guy Frankie joining us. Frankie Wilson joining us, man. My brother. I appreciate you taking time out your day, man, joining us. Where you from, man? Frankie, can you hear me? Frankie might be frozen.
You can hear me, bro?
Okay, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I think he in and out. Let me see.
Still going, so
make sure you turn your other device down so we can't hear no background.
Okay, so what I gotta do? Hold up. I'm gonna give y'all feel too, man. Straight up.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
All right, it's like this, man.
Hold on, I can't. You got some noise in your background. You got your other devices turned down.
He got to kill the first screen that he saw when he came in and said.
I just turned the volume down. You can still hear me?
There you go. That's perfect.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
That's good, man. I like everybody got some good stuff going on because they can see it from both sides, and I like that. But if you look at the history of how boxing go and how Canelo move and do things, right? He's selective in his picking. It's for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? Now let's keep in mind that Canelo Alvarez ran from David Benavidez. Why you think he did that?
Because he knew he was gonna lose.
Of course. And every guy that he picked after that was always smaller, and he had the advantage, right? But the difference,
Munguia and Berlanga bigger than him.
I would say less inexperienced. I would say inexperienced.
Yeah, that's just like Floyd Mayweather, and he was at that time. Floyd had skills. Terrence Crawford got skill, and Wood.
Hello, you hearing?
Yeah, I think we lost him. I think we lost Frankie.
Yeah.
Frankie, if you come back, just unmute your mic, man, or come back. I'll let you in.
Sound like he's about to start cooking with some high grease, bro.
That's what it sounds like. That's what I wanted to hear what he had to say. Peace out to the King James, man. I appreciate you for joining us, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button too, man. I appreciate y'all rocking out with your boys, spending your Thursday. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I truly appreciate that. 9. What was your prediction for this fight? I got to get you on record, nigga. I got to get y'all, because y'all niggas be capping sometimes.
Nigga, I'll be capping, bro.
I just play.
Everything I say it is gonna be. When do I pick fucked up? When do I like? Nah.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you.
But I think I got Canelo mid to late stoppage.
So you got Canelo by stoppage.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's Frankie. Let me see. He might be.
Hey, who do you pick for Spence and Crawford, 9?
Who did I? Man, I went with Spence.
Okay.
This is the first time I'm ever going against Bud.
Yeah, he went with Spence.
Hands down, bro.
You went with Spence?
He went with Spence. And I tried to tell him.
Put me back in.
And now you're going with Canelo?
Yeah.
You didn't learn that. You didn't learn anything yet.
Styles make fights.
Okay, Frankie, go ahead and finish your thought before we get out of here, bro.
All right, we back in there, man. You hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, check it out, man. I'm gonna try to make it as simple as I can, but I'm gonna just say that you got your money on the wrong person, homie. But I believe in Crawford for this reason: he got the IQ, and no boxer is not gonna get up in there and spar with people that's gonna be on the level that they're not gonna be on. You get what I'm saying? In other words, if you're gonna deal with somebody like Canelo Alvarez, then you're gonna practice with somebody that's gonna be competent to that same size. So we're gonna wipe that out, right? I believe in the skills, because skills pay the bills. Didn't Floyd tell y'all that? So I believe that if he could avoid Canelo Alvarez with his big shots, which I believe he will, because he flat-footed, he moves slow. He ain't as fast as he used to be. Not that he was ever fast, but if he could avoid him and not take that punishment that Canelo would do, just like when he went up there with Bivol, he was picking, but he picked the wrong poison because Bivol got that jab, and that jab put him in check. And when he couldn't deal with it, you seen what he did, huh? He put his hands down on the ropes because Bivol was beating him to death. Now Crawford can't bring that to the table, we know that, but he does bring his IQ to the table, which surpasses all of that. So with all the tricks to the trade and putting it in the ring, if a man gonna go up in there and say that he can get it done, because I didn't think he could beat Spence. Believe me, I had my money on Spence, but he made me a believer because skills pay the bills. And he did say he was strong. See, Spence underestimated that. I remember when they first met up and they had that little deal with Bob Ehrman in the middle of them and stuff like that. And you underestimate Crawford because you wouldn't think that he would be strong like that. But power can carry up when you get to a certain age and you get that weight on you. You do different things. Skills don't leave. So Canelo gonna have to be at his very best, which his very best is gone, and Crawford is constantly ascending. So with that being said, I think Canelo gonna lose this
one. What's your prediction? How you calling it?
I'm calling it straight up. I think that Terrence Crawford gonna get him. It might go the distance, but I think Terrence Crawford gonna outbox him, and that's what you're gonna have to do.
You think he outboxes Canelo to split decision or unanimous?
Split decision, because I think that Canelo gonna get some shots. Of course, he got skills. He's been in the game for a long time, but I just believe that if Terrence Crawford could actually not let him walk him down, put him on the ropes, because that's a dangerous place to be with somebody like that. If he could, and remember now, he could fight both ways, so it's not like he one-dimensional. So he got the skill to deal, and I believe that he could actually pull it off.
I can dig it, brother. I can dig it.
Yeah. Now you're not gonna put your money on him. I already know that, because you're gonna
me?
You're gonna go with I know you're gonna go with the conventional side of it.
Yeah. My heart's gonna be with Crawford.
Right?
I'm rooting for him.
But my money's on Canelo.
I feel you, but mine's on Terrence, man. I already got 200 on him already, so I don't know how far I'm gonna go with it, because I might go up a little bit more. But I really believe that Terrence Crawford is going for greatness, and believe me, he gonna do something that he didn't do. Crawford didn't run from no pressure, so obviously he believed in his skills.
Yeah.
He never ran from nothing. So that'll make him a three divisional undisputed.
Well, Canelo's just unified
35,
right now.
47.
Fight after the Williams skull and Canelo recaptures undisputed, then it would be
3 times.
Then that would give. But if the fight actually did happen and he wins and Crawford's unified, then that would probably give him a reason to see somebody like a Williams skull.
Yeah. And this what I do know.
Canelo first though.
This what I do know. Of course, he wouldn't fight David Benavidez. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a different animal.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't stay there to do that.
Crawford wouldn't fight Benavidez neither.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He wouldn't stay there to do that. So, this is a good matchup. Crawford and Canelo at this stage is a great matchup.
Legendary.
Sure,
it's a legendary.
Everybody want to see it.
Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Frankie. You got some final thoughts, TB?
Nah, all I'm saying is that for all the people that think they're gonna bet on Canelo,
good luck.
Good luck, yeah. That's all I can tell you. Good luck. Okay, good luck.
Good luck, motherfucker. Nine, you got some final thoughts, bro?
Yes. In my defense, when people try to say the Mayweather fight and compare it to what Crawford would do, you got to remember one thing very important. Mayweather works behind the counter, meaning that you shoot, and then he shoulder rolls it, boom. Crawford works in front of the counter, which means he splits his punches and he catches you in the act of shooting. You know what I mean? He punches, he hits you when he swings when you swing. He counters your punch at the same time.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is, although he's been very successful and he's one of the best people that I've seen do that in recent times, you can still get caught with a shot.
Everybody.
You know what I mean? They can counter your counter. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
every fight that I've seen him have, and I'm rooting for the kid because I know him. I know his people or whatever. He always has this one mental lapse where you be like, how the fuck you get hit with that? You know what I mean? It's always that one mental lapse.
It's not a mental
fully charged up, but I don't know if he can do it.
And if you go back and watch the Spence fight, Spence was hit him with a few good shots.
Yeah, he just didn't have nothing on him. He wasn't the puncher that people said he was. That's all.
Right. I'll be damned if he ain't. I'll be damned if he ain't. You see what happened to Ugas and all the rest of them?
Bruh, he hit Ugas with like 25 unanswered punches and still didn't sleep him. He quit.
He's supposed to slept. He's supposed to slap Ugas, but they did right by stopping.
He was beat up. Ugas was beat up. What y'all want him to die?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying punching power for me is when a motherfucker throw a punch, boom, and you sleep. Not that you beat a motherfucker up. Listen, Spence is a good puncher. He's like a triples hitter. He'll get on base. You know what I mean? This, that, and the third, and he'll clean your clock. If you
ain't got that home run shot though.
Yeah, but as far as a home run hitter, he's not a home run hitter.
He may not be that, but breaking a person down, as much as I done watched him box, and I looked at his whole career, he literally methodically broke each one of his opponents down.
You know what I'm saying? He slept though? Who has he slept?
I mean, everybody ain't gonna sleep everybody. We know that.
That's what I'm saying.
We were just bringing it. Yeah, that was the point. That was the point.
Yeah, he's a triples hitter. That ain't nothing wrong with being a triples hitter. You getting on base, you in scoring position. You know what I mean?
Let me ask
you a beast.
one question. I want to ask y'all one question. What y'all think about this Clarissa Shields and forget this girl name, man, Daniel Perkins, man? What y'all think about that? How y'all base that out? I just want to get an analogy of how y'all feel on that.
Was that sparring match?
No, they about to fight Clarissa Shields and Daniel Perkins.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I want to see Clarissa Shields fight Jake Paul, man. Forget about Perkins.
But hold on, wait. Clarissa about to fight a heavyweight, man.
I want to see her fight Jake Paul, bro. That's the fight I want to see.
It's never gonna happen, bro.
That wouldn't be right, man. Let Jake Paul fight some real fighters. Don't fight no washed up Mike Tyson's and all that. If you want to fight somebody, put him up in there with Roy. If you want a washed up fighter, put him up in there with Roy Jones or put him up in there with Andre Ward and then prove to me that
he's not gonna fight no Andre Ward. I want to see him fight Clarissa, man. I think Clarissa can whoop that boy.
I know Clarissa
you trying to get Clarissa killed.
That's what I'm saying.
He wouldn't make it out the ring, bro. If he knocked Clarissa out, if he knocked the woman out, he wouldn't make it out the ring, bro.
Why wouldn't he? If that's what she if that's what she begging for.
Yeah,
I think
Mom's begging for it.
Be like Pony. If he just did her dirty, You know what I mean? He wouldn't make it out the
He
ring.
wouldn't make it out the
I'll
ring.
do her ass dirty.
I got my money.
Still drag that bitch.
Dirty.
Shout out Clarissa though. I'm just saying on some real shit. Yeah, if you asking for it. But I would, like Keith said, I'll make sure she got the headgear on and all that. You know what I mean?
Nah, bro. My money's on Clarissa. No headgear, straight up fight. Clarissa will whoop that boy. I'm telling you.
So you see,
You be reaching, TV. You be reaching, boy.
You be reaching.
You'll pay the bill, man. That's all it is to it. It's that simple. It's not rocket science.
Hey, man, I've been listening to that GNX like religiously. It's got a song called "The Heart Part 6." Use your heart and not use your mind, not your heart.
My man Dub say Perkins is too slow. Man, listen, y'all gonna get me in trouble, man. I gotta go, man. I hate to cut this live short, bro, but I got the robe.
I do too, man, because I'm supposed to be on for just 10 minutes.
Right. You know how we do now. But real quick, let me thank Frankie, man. Thank TBE, man. Hopefully this ain't the last I see of y'all. You're always welcome to come hang out with me, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Dub, Jessica, my girl, I appreciate you showing up. Chappelle, I ain't see you, man. What up, Chappelle? King James, the whole chat, man. DJ Mike Saunders, man, everybody, I truly appreciate you. Boston Jorge, all of the new subscribers, man, thank you for rocking out with your boy. Of course, I'm going to be pumping out content throughout the week, and I'm going to try and go at least live twice a week, man, so keep up with me. Casino Press, I appreciate you as well, man. For the panel 9, TBE, Frankie, man, truly appreciate y'all. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man.
Holla.
All right, man, that's all I got for y'all on this one, man. I appreciate the love. Thank you. And again, check out the content throughout the week, man. I'm throwing it out there. Make sure y'all rock out with me on that content. All right, getting up out of here.
But Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Y'all make sure you go support Heavy Bag Boxing, man.
Get your dumb ass in, hit this bag.
The Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Y'all just go ahead and subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV. He be lit on his channel.
And Heavy Bag Boxing.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Yo, shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV. That's my little bro.
Kingston 412 in the building. Shout out to my guy T.O. Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get your bitch ass in here and hit this bag.
Heavy Bag Boxing, right? You heard it from me. You heard it here first.
Heavy Bags Boxing. Straight out of Norfolk, baby. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
You are tuned in to Heavy Bag Boxing. Get your and hit this bag, dude.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing. It's the one and only Blazer Flair. Woo!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Zach, Super Judas, this time Champion World. I'm giving a big shout out to my home team, Heavy Bag TV. You heard? TV Live.
This is Showtime Sean Porter. You are watching Heavy Bag Boxing.